Welcome back to the Certified Entry-Level Python Programmer course, and as you know, it is time for us to tackle the if statement. Yes, let's add conditional logic into our programs. It's going to allow us to do so much more. Just think of your everyday life. It's a whole list of these if statements. If something's happening, then something else will happen. If I got enough sleep, I'll set my snooze, or no, I'll cancel snooze. Yeah, if it's raining, I won't go for a walk. All these kinds of decisions, we need to bring this logic, if possible, to our Python programs, and the if statement is one simple way in which we can do this. Let's start a new file, shall we? And I like to save it right away. We know we're going to need to save it anyways. I'll save it in downloads, and we'll call this fun_with_if. We'll save that, and let's have some fun learning about this if statement. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a fun little menu with you right now. So I'm going to create a variable named menu, and I'm going to set it equal to getting input from our end user, and I'm going to give them a prompt that says press 1 for this, or press 2 for that. Just having a little fun here, and we'll do a colon, a space, and then we'll end that prompt. Remember, when you are creating your programs, you'll always want to think about the format that the end user is going to be seeing. So press 1 for this or press 2 for that. How fun. So now we are going to have what in the variable of menu? We're going to have a string of 1 or a string value of 2. All right, and now we can have fun with our if statement. I can say if the menu is equal to, and remember, we're dealing with a string here, so I have to represent it as a string. If the menu is equivalent to, if the menu variable is filled with the string of 1, then we are going to do some code. Now, when I hit enter, you're going to see something really neat. The idle editor here helps me out. It sees that I now need indentation in Python. Yeah, it knows that what comes after an if statement must be indented, the stuff that is going to occur. It's basically the results of a then, if-then logic. So whatever comes after this if statement must be indented and is going to be performed as part of this if statement. So isn't that great? Once again, just to demonstrate that, I hit enter. The idle environment knows that's a place where we need to indent, and it does the nice indenting for me. Is it 4 spaces? Is it a tab? I don't know. I don't care. I'm just relying on the idle editor here to do the spacing or indenting for me. Now, how this if statement works is it now does whatever we want executed. So just think about that. This could be like running a function, and please notice that you could then run another function. So you would just continue in that same indent block, whatever instructions need to take place if menu is equal to 1. And then what happens is on your unindented next line, you would have what occurs next. Yeah, not tied to that if statement. Sure. So I might print something like, thanks for using my amazing program. All right. So notice the if statement is going to often do a comparison. Notice the double equals because we're using the comparison operator here. We're not assigning menu a value like we did up here. Here we're saying, is menu equivalent to the string value of 1? If it is, we're going to do some stuff. And then after that, we're going to print this. Now, we need a test for if they press 2. So let me add that logic into this. If menu equals 2, then do something. And what we'll actually do is print something. And what we're going to print is, what is it for 2? It's that. So we're going to print that. Yipper. So excellent. And for 1, we are going to print this. So a fun little functional program we have now that takes input from the user, and then if the menu variable is set to the string value of 1, it'll print this. If it's set to the string value of 2, it'll print that. Notice also with our fun little example here of the if statement, notice that we don't get into typecasting, right? Isn't that an interesting thing about our approach here? We know that we're getting a string value with our input function. And so we're just going to do our test for that string value. Yeah, no need to convert with typecasting as we've seen us do before. All right, well, I'm going to do a file save, and let's make sure we don't have any errors. Let's check this module for errors. And so we're going to go back over to that file, and sure enough, it is error-free. And now we're ready to run it as our true test. So let's run the module. Press 1 for this or press 2 for that. Let me try 2. And what does it do? Yeah, it runs that block of code indented under that if statement, which said print that, and then it says, thanks for using my amazing program. Well, obviously we need to go over and run this again, and this time we need to press 1. And sure enough, it prints this, and then thanks for using my amazing program. So a very simple, straightforward way to begin conditional logic inside of your applications is to use the powerful if statement. And remember, the indented portion below the if statement is what will be executed if that evaluates to true, as we saw. Well, thank you so much for watching, and we're going to build on this if statement in the next video. I'll see you there.